Wednesday morning, foggers. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you've had a good week so far. Just got back from my son's practice. I'm kind of exhausted. Just waking up really early is tough on me at times. But anyway, so a couple of things that I want to bring to you today. I've been in contact with a lot of people. One of the first things that I think is important in staying well, sleep, right? Sometimes it's not given the importance that you need. And if you remember back when I told you I was going through my addictions, some people think that when they drink, that they end up going to sleep, that they're resting, and they're really not. You're just depressing your central nervous system, and you're just, you end up in a sleeping state, but you're not resting, right? That REM that they talk about. So as first responders, I get messages and stuff from people all during the night. And that's just telling me people aren't sleeping, and I get it. I understand that's one of the side effects of the life that we live, your circadian rhythm and all this stuff from working weird hours and trauma and just a bunch of stuff. It's very common in the first responder community to not rest well. You have to do whatever it is that you can do to get some rest. I'm not a big fan of Ambien. I went through that many years ago. It makes you do weird stuff and it kind of scares me. Just make sure that you try to tire yourself and stimulate yourself as much as you can during the day, doing those healthy things that we talk about. And do whatever it is you need to do to get some rest. Get off your phone at night. Don't drink coffee late in the day. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure that you're at peace, right? That you're okay with yourself. And this leads me to another conversation for today. So in contact with male and female officers the last couple of days, I'll give you an example. I have one person that I talk to who's a friend. It's not because I'm, the therapist or Dr. Phil, but just people bounce things off of me all the time. And I love that, right? So this person got out of a relationship and right away is like, hey, I can't meet this person. And what if I meet this? And my response to them is, you need to heal from your relationship, right? When you go through a separation, a divorce, or just splitting up from a significant other, that's like a death, right? There has to be a mourning period, right? And you have to heal from that. And you have to analyze it. What was it that happened in that relationship? Usually it's going to be us. And when I mean us, I mean, people that have gone through dysfunction and stuff. And my response to that person was, you're going to go out right now and seek the same type of person, right? And sometimes we do that over and over in our relationships, especially if we're in toxic relationships. You ever heard that the guy that beats up women walks into a room with 100 women and he can find the one woman that he's able to continue that detrimental behavior with? And it's because, when you're not well, and I hate to use the word broken, but when you're not well or in a good place and how you feel about yourself, you will attract that type of person, right? So not losing focus, but, I told this person, I go, listen, you need to make sure that you're okay. There's a lot of stuff in this person's background that has not been dealt with, that needs to be dealt with, right? I constantly tell people, you need to be better for yourself in order to be better for others. So that was kind of like the theme of where we're at today, where, everybody is so quick to want to get into a relationship. Like I told you, two consenting adults can do whatever. You want to go out, mess around, have fun, whatever, great. But when you get out of one relationship and you want to jump into another and you haven't really self-examined yourself, if you're able to look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, or you're lying to yourself. Remember, we talked about masks and we wear all types of masks. You have to be able to look in the mirror and honestly say who you are. Recently I was asked, who's JC, right? And it's a very, very complex answer. There's a lot of things. I could tell you that I'm a good person, right? I could tell you that I am broken for a lot of the things in my life, right? I'm grateful. But I have all the frailties and weaknesses that any typical man have, right? Just to not get into them, but I am the core of me is good. I've always been a good person. I've never hurt anybody that didn't have it coming, right? And when I did hurt them, I hurt them bad because I have that bad side, that closet that we talk about in the back where the little boogeyman's at. And that has kept me alive through my career and has helped me deal with things as an alpha male. And it just is what it is, but who am I? The core of me is good. I'm a good person, and I know that, but I have a ton of deficiencies, right? So, I invite you today to ask yourself, who are you? And again, I can sit here and lie to you all day, and you can do the same. But I'm asking you to, when I ask you guys to search yourself, it's not just a cliche or I'm just hearing it to hear myself. Search yourself. Who are you, right? What makes you? What are you made up of? And be honest with yourself, right? And these are just self-evaluations that I'm asking you to do for yourself. And this whole thing about, I just dated this guy or that girl and they stopped talking to me or whatever. I'm a huge believer in you're at the right place at the right time doing what you're supposed to be doing. I just am, right? And also ask yourself, what is it that you offer somebody else? And again, I'm not Dr. Phil, but I'm just from the outside looking in. What do you have about you that causes you to get into the same type of relationship, right? And another person that was going through another issue in their relationship, and so-and-so is acting like this, so-and-so is acting like that, and my response is, look where they came from, right? Again, to use that analogy, if a male grew up in a household seeing his father beat up on the mother, then he's gonna do the same. Call it learned behavior, call it whatever you want to do, but where a person came from is who they are. Now you have the power to break those cycles. Remember, I told you that I was not going to do the same thing to my family and my son that was done to me. And I went through my stuff, but I'm much better at navigating through the storm, like I've told you, right? After you get out of that. But it's not easy. It's very difficult, but it's just something that you have to do. So my message to you guys today is search yourself, look in the mirror. If you don't like what you see, itemize what it is that you don't like and work on it, okay? There's no way for you to be able to be better for somebody if you're not good for yourself, and you just got to be honest with yourself, okay? That's my message today. Get some rest, okay? You need to be sleeping and resting, and in the world of athletics, recovery is just as important as the workout. So with that, get some rest, hydrate, make your meals, go to the gym, do what you need to be doing to get better for you. Okay, don't put all your eggs in your basket for a person. Leave the eggs in your basket and you get better, and you'll be better for everybody, okay? With that, thank you. I love you. I'm grateful. Always be ready, okay? Act like a badass, because you are one, okay? God willing, I'll be here tomorrow, and we'll speak again. Thank you. 3 a.m. Fog.